Hey everybody, it's Big E. Welcome to Big E's YouTube channel. Again, I'm Big E. Today we got another project we're going to do. We're working on the shithawk again. And this time we got some mechanical issue I want to solve. So I'll show you what's going on. So here you have the carburetor, obviously. What's happening is, I believe what's happening with the hot weather, there's so much heat coming off the intake manifold that it's heating this fuel line. And it's literally turning the fuel into a vapor. So when the time it gets to the carburetor, the car is like leaning out. There's no fuel there for it to burn. So it seems like when it's hot, when you go to get on it, she's kind of dying, and then she picks up until the fuel pump starts running some more volume. So what I want to do, and I've seen these before, but I want to try making a heat shield that's going to bolt at the carburetor here. Alright, so basically what we want to do is we want to put a shield here. So you're going to keep the heat down away from the carburetor. So anyway, I'm going to go back to my workbench. Please don't mind the mess. My shop is in disarray right now again. But this is what we're doing. I got a template made about, has just nothing extravagant, 4 holes cut down the size. So then I went ahead and I scribbled everything out on a piece of aluminum here. I put it in red marker so that way it would stand out, be easier for the camera. These are about where the holes are going to be. So obviously what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out, drill it out, and then we're going to see if we can, I'm thinking of making a 2-piece. Because I think I just need 2 side pieces. I don't think it's really the front and rear is a big deal. But so what I'm going to do is, instead of drilling these holes out, I'm going to start with this. Nice little, probably about a 1/4 inch. I didn't even look at the size. But I'm going to drill a pilot in here first, where these marks are, where I have the center punch marks. I'm going to do that, and then once I get the pilot drill, I'm going to drill the holes out. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a cutting wheel. I'm going to cut the aluminum out for that. So that's where I'm at for now. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes and do that. When I come back, hopefully I'll have this better fabricated, and we can try and do a test fit on the shithawk, and we'll go from there. All right, we'll see you in a couple of minutes. All right, guys, it's Biggie. I'm back. So I got the piece machined out. What I'm going to do is, I'm just, for the sake of that I don't have a shop and there's a thunderstorm coming, I'm going to go ahead and measure how much room I have here. Okay, on the old tape measure here. Just under, looks like 2. I'm going to call it 1.5 inches, because we have this linkage here, and we're going to have to make sure we have room for that. So I'm going to call that, measure off the carburetor, I'm going to call that 1.5 inches to be on the safe side. So that's what we'll do on here. We'll measure over 1.5 inches from here. We'll measure in from the hole. That's terrible. Let me see if I can turn that. 1.5 inches about. And where the end of the tape measure is, that's where we'll cut our line. And we'll do the same thing to the other side. Let's take a look at what's in the way. Nothing. You have that in the way, so that could be an issue. But we'll measure. We'll just do the same, and if we have to notch it out, we'll notch it out. We'll do 1.5 inches there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut that out and machine it. See if I need to notch it out, and hopefully we can get this heat shield on before the thunderstorm hits. I don't know if you guys can see over there. It's getting dark. Even darker over there. So as you know, I don't have my own shop. It's something I'm working on, but that's what I'm trying to do, is eventually get my own shop so we can do better projects. But if there's anybody out there, if you know of anybody who has a shop that they like for us to, that we could use, that we can film our videos and do light work like this so we don't have to worry about the weather, that'd be great. But as for now, darkness is coming, and they're expecting some severe thunderstorms. So I'm going to get working on this. Hopefully we'll get this done and we can get this bolted up before the rain hits. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Let me fab this. So real quick, before I cut this, I laid this out. So you see where the X's are here. This is going to be the fallout. These black lines here, let me see if I can get my finger in here. These black lines here, those are my cut lines. Over here and over here. Now give me two pieces. So these pieces here are what's going to bolt onto the carburetor. And I'm hoping that's going to act, with the aluminum, that's going to act like a heat shield to keep the heat at the intake manifold and shield the carburetor from any unnecessary heat. So I'm going to get cutting and we'll try and see if this fits. Alright guys, it's Biggie, I'm back. Just putting the finishing touches on this heat shield. I'm running out of time. I'm only going to get the one side done today. Here's the heat shield itself right here. You see it's bolted there, here where the carburetor bolts the intake manifold, and just provides an extra barrier of heat to disperse it off the carburetor. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me see if I can get, if you can see where my finger is. I'd make a spacer so that way when I tighten this up, that it also sealed the carburetor, because before there was an air gap, so I made a spacer to go in there to take up that gap. So now this is tight. Now also when you do this, I had to rebend this up more because the linkage, I don't know if you can see here, it was hitting there. So I went ahead and I bent everything up, so that way you want to test your linkage, make sure it springs back, okay, that nothing hangs up, because you don't want to be driving down the street, have a thing hang up when you're at wide open throttle and you're coming to a red light and you can't stop. So make sure you double check that stuff, safety reasons, and also you want to be able to get, you know, the car to run right. So so that's the heat shield. I'm looking now, the sky kind of cleared up, but I can see it's getting dark over there. So, and I heard thunder earlier. So guys, that's going to be it for today. This is about an hour and a half just to do this, to fabricate it from scratch. Also, while I think of it, I had to cut this out because it was hitting the accelerator pump, and that has to be able to move up and down so it can do its deal. So I cut this way back so it has clearance, so that way when you mash the throttle, it'll squirt that extra fuel for the 4-barrel to open up. Those are things to keep in mind when you're fabricating. Make sure there's nothing hitting or chafing, getting in the way. Hopefully this helps with the problem. At least I got this side. This is where the fuel inlet is, so hopefully this helps a little bit. When I get time, maybe I'll do a part 2 and do the other side as well. That way we have a heat shield on both sides. So hope you guys learned something. Hope you got something out of it, and a little bit in fabricating. I hope this fixes the shithawk. So please like and subscribe. Hit the notification button. Leave something in comments what you think. And I'm done for now. It's a hot day here. It's over 100 degrees, so I'm kind of beat. So watch out for each other. Take care of each other. We'll see you next time on Big E's.